Hi everyone, Beth Simmons here, back with another midweek moment for you. It is August 30th, 2023, and it is the first day of school for the kids in our public school district. And for lots of other kids, and for other kids it's like their second or third day of school. College kids started up last week or this week, and some of you don't start maybe till until next week, but regardless, it is back to school time across our nation, and that means for a lot of people it is back to feeling the pressure of achievement, of standards, of attempts at perfection, and it's a lot. It can be really, really stressful. And this goes across the board. This is students and teachers and administrators and school nurses and bus drivers and custodians and paraprofessionals and support staff and everybody. You know, we always sort of want to start this year as like, let's make this our best year ever. That's a lot of pressure, especially coming off of 3 years of pandemic. And I was feeling similar pressure this morning, and sort of this sense, and maybe some of you share this sentiment with me, and I apologize for the roosters, the sense that you feel really powerful and good about yourself when you're doing well, and it's a lot harder to love yourself when you're not doing well, when you're struggling, when you're quote unquote failing. Maybe it's not quote unquote, maybe when you're actually failing. When things are just not going right, you might have a tendency to blame yourself. And so I was mentioning to someone that it was really hard in those moments to feel worthy of love. And the response was, you don't have to be worthy or feel worthy. You are loved. That's just a fact. And boy, does that relieve some pressure, doesn't it? You don't have to be worthy. Beyond even this sort of something I preach a lot, which is that you don't have to earn love. You don't have to be worthy of it, even. It's just a fact. You are. You are loved. And even if the world seems to be against you and you don't feel loved, and you are loved by God. Period. End of story. I just saw a quote today about being chased by our belovedness. This idea, sometimes we try to outrun this sense of belovedness and it always catches up to us. And it was by Jess Cook, was the person who wrote it, and I totally, you can find the original quote if you Google it, but yeah. It doesn't matter if this is the best school year ever or the worst. If school districts are just being difficult, if like school boards, if staff shortages are creating lots of headaches, if funding is too low for even necessities, if standards are not being met by your students, by you as a student, by your kids, At the end of the day, you are loved. That's all. You don't need to be worthy. It's just a fact. You are loved. And so on this beginning of the new school year again, I offer this blessing. And if you would like, if you feel so comfortable, I would invite you to hold your hands up to your screen. If you're driving and listening to this, maybe don't do this. Maybe imagine, or maybe one hand to receive this blessing. And it does not matter if you are associated with school or not. Hear this blessing, receive this blessing, and if you are not associated with school in some form, then maybe just pass this blessing on, this energy of blessing on to those around you who are. To the teachers, to the principals, to the superintendents, to the assistant principals and assistant superintendents, to the teachers in training, to the paraprofessionals and special education teachers, to the janitors, custodians, and handy folks working to make sure things function, to the food service workers, to the bus drivers, to the crossing guards, to the parents, to the students, to the service animals, be blessed. No matter how this year begins, continues, and ends. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to meet standards. The fact remains that you are loved. And so, may your electronic devices stay charged and functioning. May your pencils be sharp and your erasers erasing. May your chairs slide quietly. May your questions be inquisitive. May your answers be satisfying. And may the peace that passes all understanding and the love which passes all understanding be yours in these days to come. Amen. Be blessed.